Jimmy. Well, Jimmy, I'm excited today because we're going to lead off with women's basketball. And is it two-time? One-time NCAA champion Angel Reese, who is now in the WNBA. I don't know if you caught the game, Jimmy. Don't put it up yet, Nate. Let me give the intro, and then I want you to show the picture here for Jimmy. So we don't have the video, Jimmy, but we got a picture. So during the game, Caitlin Clark, the famous Caitlin Clark that
Not Caitlin.
everybody in the WNBA loves,
Who was that?
was going up for a layup. She went to the hole, and Angel Reese out of nowhere did this. Show that picture, Nate. I think there's two. Do you have both shots or just the one shot, Nate? It doesn't look as good in the pictures as it does in the video full speed. Yeah, there you go. She just completely no going for the ball, just takes her freaking block off. I mean, just totally says, I hate you. I want to murder you on this basketball court. And machetes her head. Then has the goal after the game to say, and I quote, it wasn't that big of a deal. Where is the quote? I can't find the quote. But the quote was, it was just a basketball play. If that's a basketball play, I ain't ever playing basketball again, bro.
Oh, stop it, B. Coming from a hockey player. Come on. Hockey players are way tougher than that. Y'all get checked in the boards. You know what I'm saying? You get elbow, knee, gripped on the ice, all of that.
Jimmy.
Yes, that's a basketball play. That's Jimmy, a typical basketball play that happens in the rec league every
day.
There's a junior NBA team right now that has 6-year-olds that got hit in the head right now because a player was going for the ball. They missed the ball, accidentally hit them in the head. Do you know how many times that's happened to me?
That was not accidental, Jimmy.
Play. It's not malicious. It's a timing thing, and it happens. It just so happens that it's Caitlin Clark. And so everybody's talking about it because they feel like she's being ganged up on and targeted and beat up, and she's not.
Jimmy, that's insane. She clearly, Rick Mahorn, Bill Lambier, Charles Oakley.
No. Rick would have put her into the backstop. Rick would have put that big ham hock, that big hip, and buttock right on her and knocked her right into the first row, the camera row. We would have seen Caitlin, the back of her head and her hair like this.
Jimmy, that was clearly a cheap shot. That was clearly not a basketball play. It was a
we've been cheap shotted all our lives then. Like I'm just telling you, that happens all the time. And you know what? If that's going to be like highlighted, I feel sorry for Caitlin. Like everything is going to be an issue. She's going to get tired of it. At one point, she's going to be like, okay, y'all, all right, enough is enough. Like, we just want to play basketball. That's just basketball.
Jimmy, I will say, I will agree with you. I have seen many a time where you go up and you come down. It happened in the NBA Finals, right? The guy I think it happened in the last game or the game before when a Gafford got smacked in the face on a play similar. It happens.
Perfect
what doesn't normally happen is the player talking crap before the game about how they want to hurt the opposing player, and then a total cheap shot during the game.
That does happen.
On that player.
That does happen. I'll take you back to, let me see, I think it was 93 NCAA championships when I think we were going up against, it was either Temple or George Washington. I think it was Temple. And they put it out in the news before they played us that they were going to hurt Chris. They were going to throw him to the ground. They were going to beat him up. And that was that. And they played physical. They played us physical. They elbowed us. They slapped us in the face. They threw Chris to the ground. They slapped him in the face. If you go back and look at all those highlights, like that picture you just showed of Caitlyn, you don't even see the slap is like this. When they were beating Chris up, they had his whole face and head and neck turned to the side. And that's in the NCAAs. So yeah, it's a typical play. We don't want to hear that no more. There ain't no crying in basketball.
Now, just to say, I am a fan of Angel Reese. And if you don't believe me, Nate, I just text Nate a photo of me and her girl, Flauj, hanging out. I love the big four, Flauj Johnson. Nate, if you can get that up before the end of the show, you got to put that photo of me and Flauj up there on the screen for Jimmy so he can know that I'm down with the four. I'm a cool guy, Jimmy.
I know this, B. Hey, I don't put nothing past you.
I always find that the
we know
coolest
this
guy,
about you. Nate and I know this about you.
yeah, I always find that the coolest guys are the ones that have to tell people they're cool too. That's what I